just for living with you. I've made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. See the sun now bursting through the clouds. Black and white turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. This is living now. You're right beside me. In your love I'm complete. There's nothing like living with you. This life you created, I choose. See the sun now bursting through the clouds. Black and white turn to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. This is living now.
Welcome back to Tea Time. Welcome back to Tea Time with... Okay, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Are you sure? Because you keep going, ah.
Well, if you have to know...
I do.
Me and my friend got in an argument, and now she's not talking to me.
That's rough.
Yeah, so I just feel like we shouldn't let one argument ruin our whole friendship.
You're right. You shouldn't throw away a friendship over an argument. God is always faithful to us when we're good and when we're bad. And we should be the same with our friends and our family and to Him. Maybe today's lesson will help you. Hey kids, Teacher Elsie here. Today we're going to talk about the Festival of Trumpets. The Festival of Trumpets was the first of the fall festivals. When I think of a festival, I think of a giant celebration with food and dancing and people and music and just a lot of fun. Now, the Festival of Trumpets was a celebration focused on God's faithfulness. God has been so faithful to me my entire life, especially during this pandemic. A lot of people lost their families, their homes, their jobs, but God has always reminded us that He is right there with us. He never abandons us, and He never leaves our side. He is faithful. So I want to be part of this celebration. So let's dive right into the lesson. So the lesson starts in Leviticus 23:23, the Festival of Trumpets. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the people of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall observe a day of complete rest, a holy convocation commemorated with trumpet blasts. You shall not work at your occupations, and you shall present the Lord's offering by fire." So the Festival of Trumpets begins with a blasting of the trumpets. When I think of trumpets blasting, I think of the Queen's arrival into the hall. You know, everybody's blowing their trumpets and shouting and cheering when she's walking by. So the Festival of Trumpets begins with a blast of trumpets that told all the people to gather to hear the word of the Lord. So the people of Israel would spend this entire time before the festival cleaning their houses, making everything nice, sparkly, and shiny. They would put out all their best cups and their best forks and spoons, and they would prepare this delicious giant feast. But then remember, it says in verse 25, "You shall not work at your occupations, and you shall present the Lord's offering by fire." So they prepared ahead of time because when the festival started, they were to rest. They did not go to their works. They did not wash their donkeys. They rested. So, like I said, it began with a blasting of trumpets, and these trumpets were made of a ram's horn called a shofar, or sometimes they were made of silver. The trumpets announced the beginning of the 10 days of repentance. It also marked a change in the year. It was when the harvest season was ending and the new year was beginning. People blew their trumpets and they shouted, "God is faithful." In Hebrew, the Festival of Trumpets is known as Yom Teruah. Yom meaning day, and Teruah meaning a blast of trumpets or a shouting of joy. So the people would gather together and they would have this delicious giant feast together. They would talk and they would laugh and they would sing together and they would just celebrate because God is so faithful. It reminded the people of Israel that God had not forsaken them. He did not abandon them, but he was there with them. He led them, he provided for them, and he forgave them for their sins the same way that he does for us. When we make a mistake, God forgives us and he's always there. He never leaves us. So they would also spend this time repenting for their sins. They would spend these 10 days of repentance really praying with God and listening to his voice and asking him, "Lord, what do you want me to let go of? And what do you want me to do?" They really spent this time just talking one-on-one with him and trying to understand what he was telling them. So, what do you think, guys? Let's raise our trumpets and make some noise because God is faithful.
You're right, Elsie. That lesson did help. God is faithful to us even when we're unfaithful to him.
Glad you feel that way.
Me too. So I'm going to talk it out with my friend and hope things work out.
That's awesome. We got to be faithful to our friends and our family and God like he is with us. So if you guys have any prayer requests, make sure to send us an email at lighthouse@plaog.net.
And the activity sheets are linked in the description below.
Thanks for tuning in to
Tea Time with Elsie.
Welcome back to Tea Time. Welcome back to Tea Time. Okay.
Wait, I'm smiling. I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to be sad.
Obviously something's wrong if you keep going. I
can't. I'm sorry. It's too funny.
Go back to doing your zombie.
It's still being recorded.
That lesson did help me. I have to remember to
I have to remember to remember.
I think you have to.
God is
Amen.
faithful.
Recording.
I'm gonna talk to
Your friend?
her. Oh my god, I can't do it. I don't remember anything. Dude, okay, hang on.
I forgot everything I had to say again.
Me too.
But it works.
Yep.
That was good.
Recording.
Hey everyone, welcome. Cut!
Alright.
Ew.